Hello guys, the Market Watch Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I'm going to be doing another Market Watch. So let's go ahead and hop right in, or actually make sure to go ahead and use my TCG player affiliate link down below at the very top description. All the money I make from it goes directly back into the channel through giveaways, so thank you. Okay, now let's hop right in. We got Firewall Defensor. This card has gone up a little bit after the set came out. We can see that's sitting about $12.50 right now. This card, if Mathmech continues to do well, or well enough, I think this card will continue to go up. I also think if a ban list drops, that this could like really be going up. Because if a ban list drops, like everybody already knows how to play Mathmech. The deck's easy to play. It's an easy deck to like switch to, and yeah, I think it'll end up being pretty good if a ban list drops and actually ends up hurting it. On to the next thing, we have Peaceful Planet Calorum. This is for Manadum, but Manadum right now, I think we can all agree, is trash. It's not very good. It's not gonna win a huge nationals or anything like that, most likely. I think in the future though, especially if this stuff keeps getting more and more support, because we've seen Visa Starfrost get infinite support recently, over the last like 8 months or something like that, and that's just not gonna stop. They're gonna keep that up. So, you know, this I think all these stuff, all the things that work with the lore are probably worth having a little bit of, just in case it ends up being playable in the future. It'll definitely go up. Kind of like Visa Starfrost, that card shot up in price. I think it's at the highest it's ever been right now. Next we have Kurikara. This card's sitting at about $40, $45, $50. Yeah, about I would say $50. Yeah, no ban list dropped before YCS Philly or before a whole bunch of these nationals are going on across the world. So this is going to be a very good card against Kashtira. Also, people like this card because it works against other stuff like Pearly. You can tribute their new aura because they always activate it in standby with Sleepy. Or you could even use this against Super Heavy Samurai if they're not playing the hand loop build and they're just playing like a super standard build. You could even try to drop this on them. It's not horrible against that deck. You can also search this with Where Art Thou and Pearly if you want to play something like that too. Can make your Where Art Thou going second card. And then on to the next thing, we got Ultimate Slayer, another card from Power of the Elements. This card, I think, has been like a complete letdown throughout its like history of being out for the last like 9 months. It just hasn't really seen its place in the format yet, and it's like such a cool card that is pretty good. We also just got a Synchro that works with it better because before we had Omega and now we have the Malong. So the Malong helps this card out even more. You know, it's getting more extra stuff like getting more extra cards that work with this is like really good. But the only problem is this might end up getting a reprint in Power of the Elements, and I don't think this card will be good before the reprint. It's not good in current format. We'd need a complete format change for this card to start being good. Like Kurikara, the card I just showed off before this, that card could also get a reprint because it's out of Power of the Elements. But Kurikara is like really good right now. Well, I think I don't want to say it's really good right now, but it's good enough right now. People are actually playing it. This nobody's playing. And then next, I want to talk about Kaijus. Gamma Seal C, like all the Kaijus are just up. You can even see like 10 listings, 12 listings. I mean, these are getting expensive. Jizukiru, this is like obviously going up, the super rare of it. This is playing Super Heavy Samurai. You can search it off of Clef4 Genius. We see the Sticky Sting Kaiju going up because this is the one that people are typically playing in Kashtira just because it's a level 7. So you can use it like with your own engine. You can birth normal summon it. Or if you want to play multiple Kaijus in the Super Heavy Samurai deck, you can play just, you know, this is the first one that you play because it's searchable. But then you can start playing Kumungus just because you can pend it out because it's level 7 and your scales are, you know, 1 through 8. On to the next thing, we got Blazing Cartagia. This card's price, you know, it went up and then it's gone down a little bit since then, but it's still sitting at like $55, so it's still sitting at a very solid price. And I don't think this card will probably drop until after like this huge national season, just because there's still a lot of people playing branded. There's like a lot of huge branded fans, so I think this card will probably sit at its current price easily for the next like month and a half, right around there. You know, nationals starting in about a month. or about 2 months. My bad. I misspoke. So I think about 2 months, this card will hold its price, and then after that, I don't know. Maybe it'll go down. Maybe they'll release more support for it. That's good. They have released infinite good support for this deck, so that could definitely keep happening. But I don't know. I think somebody said that the lore for this was ending soon. Pretty sure somebody said that, so maybe that means the support will stop coming for it too. But okay, next thing, Exosister. I want to talk about this. Exosisters are like really, really cheap, especially like if you don't want max rarity. I mean, it is like a very cheap deck. If you want max rarity, yeah, like the engine's probably gonna cost you like $900. But for like 2 Starlights, 3 collector rares, and like the fact that you have to have like 2, 3, you know, at least 2 of this, 3, 2, like. And then, you know, like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy how, like, these cards aren't, like, that expensive. Especially when they're, like, they're high rarity. They're girls. You know, I mean, obviously that has the price. Like, that's going to affect the price, all right? It's Yu-Gi-Oh! It just straight up is. And also, this stuff does have future potential. You gotta think, the only time that we've had Exosisters so far is like tier formats, where like you would be like, oh, this deck would do good against tier, but like tier was just broken, so that doesn't really count. And then there was Sprite, which was also like a really good counter to this deck that was in the meta. And then we moved over to Kashtira format, and Kashtira format doesn't really use their graveyard very much. So like, you know, Exosisters don't get their huge pluses because the opponents aren't using their graveyards. So maybe in the future, if we see a ban list, maybe Exosister will eventually start to pick back up. Yeah, I don't know. I think in the future it could, but also there could be, you know, reprints for it. So unless if you're picking up like the high rarity stuff, I probably would just wait to pick up on this stuff. Martha's probably gonna get reprinted, and like everything's so cheap anyways. Maybe that's your reason to pick it up in case if it gets good and you want to pick it up while it's like cheap-ish. Next thing, Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. This card's gone up a lot. This card's sitting at like $58 now. This card was like $20 like 2 weeks ago, right around there. You know, if I would have made a market watch back then, I would have said buy, because this card's crazy. Even now, sitting at like the $55 mark, I still think this card will probably go up. It really wouldn't surprise me if this card just keeps going up a little bit, because it's a really, really, really good card. It works really well. It's a Synchro 8 and a Synchro 10s. We just got given more broken Synchro 10s. We already had Baron, which is really good. So I think, you know, this card is going to be played forever over time. I don't think a card like this will probably end up ever getting hit. So I think for the time being, this is like a really strong thing. Next, we have Sage de Fleur. I don't know why TCG Player doesn't show the common version of it. They have like all the singles from the Trap Trick Structure deck just like blacked out, so you can't even go to it. But this does have an Ultra and a common version of it. So there obviously is the common version from the Trap Trick Structure deck that is like very, very, very cheap. Or you could get the ultra rare version. This is, some people are playing this in their Super Heavy Samurai deck right now, in their side deck, which is why this is getting hyped up. So if you want to go ahead, you know, maybe try this card out, you could pick up the ultra rare. They're pretty cheap, even though it's the most expensive version of the card. It's still like, you know, $3. So you can pick up a playset for like $9. The commons are extremely cheap, but they also have, you know, if you buy them, they have no value afterwards. Nobody's ever going to buy them off you for a good price. Where this, maybe you think it will go up if you think it's actually good. Then next thing, we have Side Blocker. Yeah, this thing's been getting hype. People went and they bought it out. And now the card is sitting at about $27.50. Because everything on like the first page, I'll show you. Yeah, everything on the first page is like not near mint first ed or like good sellers. And then you come here and it's like, okay, $27.50 for near mint. And then this person has like 0% feedback with 406 sales. So I would just never buy from them. That's just straight up a scammer probably. And then yeah, there's like this. So there's not really that many copies of this card on the market. It's also at a Star Strike Blast, and that's like a known set for just like low listings. So if you have this card, it's probably worth listing it. Maybe you just put it there at like the $30, and if people continue to buy it, then boom, you sell this card for $30. Next, we have Cyframe Lord Lambda. If we go ahead and go at this, it is a $20 secret rare, and it starts going up fairly quickly to about $24, and then $35, and then it just stays at $35. I think the $35 mark is crazy on this card. Like, I think this is way more reasonable, like 24, 25, right around there. It did come out of Battles of Legend Heroes Revenge, but also, you know, it did get the reprint for the rare. So, like, this is very easy to get if you want a cheap copy of it. This is obviously the more expensive version of it. But I still think it's crazy how this is just popping right now. It's obviously because of the Super Heavy Samurai decks that are playing this card. But yeah, I just find it crazy that this card is up. If you have this card and you can sell it for $35, I would sell it for $35 in a heartbeat. Next, another side frame, we got Gamma. All Gammas are up. This is being played in everything. Super Heavy Samurai is playing it. It's good going first. It's good going second. It protects you from hand traps turn 1. If you resolve Gamma turn 1, you practically win the game because you trade with their hand trap and you set up a Baron. Because Excel Synchron and the Baron is broken, and, you know, that just came out too. So this is really, really good. Gamma could see another reprint though, but we don't know when we'd get it. It could see another reprint. So, you know, maybe if you pick up like the rare version of it, that version could go down fairly quickly. Maybe you pick up the super rare version of it because it looks kind of nice. This one, I mean, they probably won't make another rarity like this for Gamma. So maybe you pick up that one, but I don't know. Like, the super rare one seems kind of safe, but it's also a little bit more expensive than these. But I'd say this is way safer, and then this is obviously very safe. Our collector, which is super expensive. Next, I want to talk about Labyrinth. So, first of all, welcome Labyrinth. I talked about this a couple months ago, but yes, welcome Labyrinth is getting a reprint June 22nd, I think. So, you know, this is about to get a reprint. If you have this card, I would suggest selling it now, unless you plan on playing it or something, because the price is definitely going to be tanking. Right now, we're in Nationals format, so people still need this. But a month from now, when most of the Nationals are over and it gets a reprint, you know, it's definitely going to hurt the price. The price is going to be hurting bad. The next thing and last thing I want to talk about was Water Enchantress of the Temple. So, Rite of Aramis here is getting a reprint also June 22nd, right around there. So, if Rite gets a reprint, but they don't reprint the rest of the Brave Token package, we could see Temple go up in price because there's going to be more people that want to play the Brave stuff because, like, they just got access to Rite. So we could see this stuff go up just because the other stuff gets reprinted. It's kind of like Rika, right? Where they reprint some of it, so then the stuff that didn't get reprinted goes up. So maybe we see something like that. But also, it's just kind of tough because like the Ultra's $10 and the Ulti's $30, and it's like $30 for an OTS Ulti is good. Like a lot of people will pick that up, just because like OTS tend to hold their price, hold their value, especially like over time. So, I don't know. It could be kind of tough, especially, like, if this happens to get reprinted, too, because they are just reprinting Right. You know, maybe they reprint Water Enchantress in there, too. So, maybe you pick this up now thinking, like, it'll go up, or maybe you sell it now thinking that's going to get reprinted. It is kind of tough. Actually, I'll go over one last thing before we go. I'll go over Rite of Aramis here. This card is at $22 right now. Yeah, the reprint's coming. It's coming quick. People aren't really playing this in the meta right now either, so it's not like having like the necessity for meta gameplay. So you don't really need this right now. Reprint's coming very soon. Price is just gonna naturally go down. You can try this in your Pearly deck if you want to, but it's not the greatest just because you still need a decent amount of hand traps and. I don't know. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. It's probably the best deck you can play it in, to be honest, right now. But with all of that being said, the Market Watch Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.